Purify My Life, the complete science of spiritual transformation.
Srila Prabhupada tells us in the Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 11, in the Skanda Purana, there is a statement eulogizing the Tulasi tree as follows: "Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Tulasi tree, which can immediately vanquish volumes of sinful activities. Simply by seeing or touching this tree, one can become relieved from all distresses and diseases. Simply by offering obeisances to and pouring water on the Tulasi tree, one can become freed from the fear of being sent to the court of Yamaraj, the king of death who punishes the sinful. If someone sows the Tulasi tree somewhere, certainly he becomes devoted to Lord Krishna. And when the Tulasi leaves are offered in devotion at the lotus feet of Krishna, there is the full development of love of Godhead. In India, every Hindu, even those not belonging to the Vaishnava group, takes special care of the Tulasi tree. Even in great cities where it is very difficult to keep a Tulasi tree, people are to be found very carefully keeping this plant. They water it and offer obeisances to it, because worship of the Tulasi tree is very important in devotional service. In the Skanda Purana, there is another statement about Tulasi as follows: Tulasi is auspicious in all respects, simply by seeing, simply by touching, simply by remembering, simply by praying to, simply by bowing before, simply by hearing about, or simply by sowing this tree. There is always auspiciousness. Anyone who comes in touch with the Tulasi tree in the above-mentioned ways lives eternally in the Vaikuntha world. Tulasi Devi has her form in the topmost spiritual realm of Goloka Vrindavan, where she acts in many ways to make the most perfect arrangements for Krishna's wonderful pastimes with his eternal associates. She appears in this world as a plant, and her very presence invites auspiciousness. In a letter to Balai Devi Dasi, Srila Prabhupada acknowledged, yes, Sri Tulasi is the eternal consort of Krishna and the most pure devotee, and therefore the Tulasi plant is worshipped by Vaishnavas. In a letter to Govinda Dasi, dated April 7, 1970, Srila Prabhupada wrote, My dear daughter Govinda Dasi, I am so very glad to learn that Srimati Tulasi Devi has favored you so much. If you can actually grow this Tulasi plant, and I am sure you will do it, then you must know it for certain that your devotion for Krishna is testified. I was very much anxious to introduce this worship of Tulasi plant amongst our society members, but it has not become successful till now. Therefore, when I hear that you have got this opportunity, my pleasure does not have any bounds. Please take care of Tulasi plants in the following way. This is the best season for growing Tulasi plants. From 15th of April to 15th of June is the best season for growing this plant. Now I understand that the seedlings are coming out, so the whole spot, if possible, may be covered by some net, because the seedling stage, creepers being very delicate, are sometimes eaten up by the sparrows. So we have to give a little protection from attack of the sparrows. All the devotees should pour water at least once in the morning before taking prasadam. The watering should not be very large in quantity, but it should be poured just to keep the ground soft and moist. Sunlight also should be allowed. When the creepers are grown at least 7 inches high, then you can take them out from the planting soil and transplant them in a row in a different place. Then go on watering, and they will grow like anything. I think this plant cannot grow in cold countries, but if the plants are dispatched from your place, and if the devotees take care of the plant with a little care in a flower pot, then it may grow. Tulasi leaf is very, very dear to Vishnu. All Vishnu Tattva deities require profusely Tulasi leaves. Lord Vishnu likes garland of Tulasi leaves. Tulasi leaves mixed with sandalwood pulp and placed on the lotus feet of the Lord is the topmost worship. But we must be very careful, that Tulasi leaves cannot be placed on the feet of anyone except Lord Vishnu and his different forms. Tulasi leaves cannot be placed even on the lotus feet of Radharani or on the lotus feet of the spiritual master. It is entirely reserved for being placed on the lotus feet of Krishna. We can place, however, Tulasi leaves in the hands of Radharani for being placed on the lotus feet of Krishna, as you have seen on the Govinda album. I am giving you herewith 3 mantras for Tulasi Devi as follows. Vrindaye Tulasi Devyai Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavatyai Namo Namaha. We are adding the translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Vrinda, Srimati Tulasi Devi, who is very dear to Lord Keshava. O Goddess, you bestow devotional service to Lord Vishnu and possess the highest truth. Srila Prabhupada continues his letter. This offering obeisances, bowing down, Panchanga Pranam, and when collecting leaves from the plant, the following mantra should be chanted. Tulasamrita Janmasi Sadatvam Keshava Priya Keshavartam Chinomi Tvam Varada Bhava Shobhane. We are offering the translation as follows. O Tulasi, you were born from nectar. You are always very dear to Lord Keshava. Now, in order to worship Lord Keshava, I am collecting your leaves and manjaris. Please bestow your benediction on me. In Srila Prabhupada's original letter to Govinda Dasi, the last line reads, Keshavarti Chanomi Tvang Bharada Bhava Shobhine. We were told both spellings and pronunciations are correct. And Srila Prabhupada continues, then the mantra for circumambulating the Tulasi tree. Yani Kani Chapapani Brahma Hatya Dikani Cha Tani Tani Pranashyanti Pradakshina Pade Pade. We are also adding the translation, which is, by the circumambulation of Srimati Tulasi Devi, all the sins that one may have committed are destroyed at every step, even the sin of killing a Brahmana. Srila Prabhupada continues, so there are 3 mantras, one for bowing down, one for circumambulating, and one for collecting the leaves. The collecting of leaves should be done once in the morning for worshiping and for putting on the plates of foodstuffs to be offered. On each bowl or plate, there should be at least 1 leaf. So you follow and practice these Tulasi affairs, and you try to distribute your experience to all the other centers. That will be a new chapter in the history of Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada added at the bottom of that letter regarding circumambulating Srimati Tulasi Devi, 3 times round the plant, both morning and evening. This means walking around the plant in a circle, clockwise, with great reverence. My own experience is that Tulasi will not do well outdoors once the temperature goes below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Srila Prabhupada gave certain input to Govinda Dasi in that letter, like transplanting the young Tulasi plants into rows, and it has to be considered that Govinda Dasi was living in Hawaii. If it rains several days in a row, her soil will become leached of nutrients, and she may lose color. So it is best to bring her indoors. She does not like her soil to be very wet, so it is best to water her slowly and gently until the water comes out the bottom of the pot. And do not water her again until moisture can only be detected about 1.5 inches below the soil surface. For the winter, or her time spent indoors, it is good to have high-quality plant lights. Better to invest in quality, something that will not make her leggy, and where the light actually penetrates the growth canopy. Along with the sparrows that Srila Prabhupada mentions, Tulasi Devi must also be protected from grasshoppers and other worms and insects that will seem to devour her overnight. Tulasi likes the morning sun especially, and in the afternoon should be protected by a shade cloth or the shadow of trees. Dappled sunlight is very nice. There are two basic varieties of the Tulasi plant, the green type called the Rama Tulasi and the purple variety called the Krishna Tulasi. The purple variety will turn very dark if she gets stressed from too much sun and seems to be more sensitive to sunlight than the green variety. She does much better with extra sun protection. Nectar of Devotion, chapter 22, tells us, "It is said of Krishna's devotees that if they offer even a little water or a tulasi leaf in devotion to Lord Vishnu is so kind that he will sell himself to them." Tulasi leaves are offered only to the deity forms of Lord Vishnu, not to pictures or to the lineage of spiritual teachers. To have Tulasi Devi in the home is very auspicious, and to have even one Tulasi plant means that the home has become Vrindavan. But if there are no home deities, there must still be arrangement to pick the flowers especially and to offer them at a friend's home, who may have proper deity forms or another bona fide local temple situation. If the flowers are not picked and seeds develop, there will be baby Tulsi plants all over the place, which will need to be cared for. They cannot be turned back into the earth. It is a great offense. Think ahead. It is very auspicious to be in the presence of Srimati Tulasi Devi, and there are practical considerations to her care.